Those interested should be able to witness it. I think a potential fight with Bukoli, Kabayel, who else is there? Wilder.
What about the winner of Usyk Dubois?
Do you want me to be completely honest with you? Parker deserves it more than me right now.
Fair play.
Yeah?
Okay, fair enough. Did you speak to Frank or George about Fury?
No, I don't.
And those are the words of Anthony Joshua. And let me simply counterpunch. Respect to AJ for saying that, man. I mean, somebody has to be real about this industry and about the progression and the formation of how boxing should be right now. It shouldn't always be about all the money fights and who can make the most money and where will they fight and this, that, and the other. No, it's who should fight next. And I'm glad AJ did have enough balls and heart and courage, you know what I mean, to say, like, look, who deserves it is Parker, not me. Parker has won every fight since Turki Al-Sheikh has came on the scene, every single one. The only person can say that, well, I mean, there's a lot of people that can say that. You can say the same thing about, you can say that about Dubois. But, I mean, he, you know, of course, that same year he got beat or, you know, whatever by Usyk, right? He lost to Usyk. And then he won 3 after that. Then Kabayel. But understand, you know, besides Joseph Parker and Kabayel, those guys deserve it more. And I like how AJ took himself out of it, regardless of the business. You know, everybody talks about AJ being a businessman and, oh, well, you know, he's the landlord and, you know, he's a businessman and, you know, boxing is a business. But he was just completely honest. Like, you know what? He deserves it more than me. You know what I mean? That takes a real one to say that, man, because a lot of people don't even think about the next person. They just think about the next check they can get. And it just shows you, though, that AJ is, you know, he's satisfied with his career and the money that he's made. So it's not always about the money all the damn time. It's about what's right and what's wrong, or what's right and what's wrong. That's it. You know, what should be and then what shouldn't be, you know, and much respect for AJ to say that, because, you know, I think, you know, he sees what's going on and it's not fair to Parker. That's not fair to Parker. You know, Parker deserves it more than him. So I think AJ's kind of just sitting there and waiting to see what happens and who wins and who comes out victorious, which is a good game plan. But at the same time, I think he does deserve to get in the ring and show that he's still active and still worthy of even being where he's at. I believe that. So I don't think he should just sit on the sidelines. I think he could, you know, focus on a fight himself and, again, take himself out of it and fight someone else and focus on that fight and getting the victory on that fight before he can even talk about what these guys or what he should be doing with these guys that are winners, that are there, that are the champions. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was very surprising to hear, but I'm glad that somebody said it, you know, especially AJ, because when you have other people with less stature, you know, less pull say it, you know, it's not really easily looked at. But no, much respect to AJ for saying that, because everyone knows that Parker deserves it, you know, because if it's all about the most popular people, that means that it doesn't matter if you do win or you lose. And we all know in boxing, that's how it should be. The winners progress and the losers don't. They go back to the drawing board. Simple. But you guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua being brutally, completely, 100% honest about Joseph Parker and how Joseph Parker should be before him and the opportunity for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.